All right, Sean, this is just a video to kind of show you the situation and what's going on. I received the terminators that you sent me, but I was unable to install them. I'm a little confused. They're like a 6-prong larger slot. They won't even fit in the back of the Freedom remote panel. I'll show you that in just a minute. I ran the generator for about 2 hours, and I did have one failure about 20 minutes. The only thing is I changed the setting on the inverter to not go into idle mode, and I don't know if it shouldn't have made any difference, but I had a little concern about the generator and the power. You know, that could possibly be a problem, but remember I showed you, let me show you up again here. I've got this voltmeter that shows you right now the generator is running. It's showing that it's in the green here, and that's plugged into an outlet all the time at the cabin. But I also have a voltage meter hooked up right now, and I can kind of show you what the voltage is constantly coming out. The generator is running right now. The voltage is at 126.167 to 27.8 or 9, so it's staying within 1 volt, which is more than adequate. So I don't think that there's a problem with the generator. Let me go up to the remote panel right now and show you the remote panel. Our remote panel shows that of course there's power, AC power in. It is charging. The batteries right now are at 14 volts to almost 14 and a half. The inverter is on. I turned it on, and it's drawing like 10 amps. And I've got the indicator set at a 30 amp circuit, which my generator, of course, is has two 30 amp breakers on it. So what I was talking to you about the panel earlier is that there's no place to put it in the back except for the cable that goes in. Now the cable that comes in, let me show you the cable that came with it. Of course, I did replace it, but you sent me another panel. So the cable that came with it is just a regular phone cable. And I'm going to go behind the panel right now and kind of show you that. So let me bring you around the corner here in the back of the panel and show you what I got here. Turn the light switch on here. And here is the back of the panel, of course. And it's only got one phone jack in it. And the phone jack itself is a small jack, okay? It's only got, if you see how small it is here, the one you sent me is substantially bigger. And there's no other slots in here to plug anything else in, so I don't understand how those terminators work. You know, so I of course couldn't install them. So I did a variety of tests today on the power coming out of the generator, you know, and I monitored that and everything else that was going on. Now it looked like apparently when we were, oh, not when we were working it, because I unplugged the cable. That's why it reset. But, okay, now it's going back up to where it was. The inverter is off. I'll turn it back on. It doesn't matter. It's kind of in standby mode. But I do want to show you something that I'm a little bit concerned with as well, too. Now, when I turn the generator off, the TV goes off, and I told you that because it drops power, and I don't think that's very normal. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the camera back onto my voltage meter here and show you while the generator is running what the voltage is. So again, it's between 126 and 127 volts. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the generator so the inverter will switch over and take over. Now watch how low the voltage drops on this. So I'm going to turn this off. Okay. Generator is off. Now look how low the voltage went down to 54, 98, and it only goes up to about 102. Okay, right now the inverter is just running, and you can see what the voltage is. The voltage is 102. It sometimes gets up to like a 103. I don't know if it should be running that low or not. I mean, it's 110 volts, right? 120 volts really, but it should be running a little bit more than that. So right now the generator is off and the inverter is running. It's 102, you'll see 103, bounces around that area. And there's not a lot of things that are on right now, just a few lights. I'm going to show you what the panel has right now. Back up to the panel. The panel showing now that there's no AC power. The batteries are at 12.5. The inverter is on and it's drawing between 10 and 25 amps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you back down to the voltage meter again. Okay, voltage meter. I'm going to show you the voltage meter. 102.834 bounces around, and I'm going to start the generator again. All right, and you'll see the voltage jump back up again. Okay, starting the generator. Generator started. Now it jumps back up to over 120 volts like it's supposed to. So I don't know what kind of issues that I'm having, but I am going to take your advice at this time, and I'm going to take the inverter back to Schneider Electric and Rainbow and have them bench test it, and we'll just go from there. I don't want to have my mom come down this summer and have all kinds of problems with this thing, and if there is a problem, I want to make sure it's resolved. So I'm not going to bring it down for 2 more weeks. So I want you to review this video and take a look at it and tell me what you think. Again, here are the terminators that you sent me. The terminators are larger in size, and there's no place, like I said, to plug them in unless I unplug that phone cable that's in the back and then put the other end of this in the inverter downstairs. So I'll go downstairs where the inverter is, and I'll show you again my setup one more time, and we'll go from there. So let me take you downstairs. Excuse the noise. The generator is going to be running, so it will be kind of loud. Okay, here's my setup again. My batteries, Trojan battery setup, fuse link, and my inverter. And in the bottom of the inverter here, you can see there's only 2 cables, one for the remote and one for the TSC, which is a sensor. So those are the only things. You can see the lights flickering, how it's working, and so forth. At this time, let me show you my generator setup too, so you kind of know what I've got. But I have a sub panel here, of course, that runs the cabin. So the inverter goes to the sub panel, and then my generator is in here. Let me turn the light on. Here's my generator. It's an Olin Marquis 7,000 watt generator, and it's got dual 30 amp breakers. Kind of see it sign here, dual 30 amp breakers. Fuses, everything are good on it. So at this time, I'm gonna just turn off the video. I will send you this and see what you suggest. All right? Thank you, Sean.